I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I play the flute, and I will be performing on April 15th at Carnegie Hall as a member of the YouTube Symphony Orchestra. I'm really excited and honored to have this opportunity to come to New York and play with the YouTube Symphony. I'm so excited to meet the other musicians in the orchestra who are representing over 30 countries from around the world, so it's going to be a very interesting group. I'm looking forward to making music together. And I'm especially excited to have the opportunity to work with Michael Tilson Thomas, not only because he is, of course, a renowned and talented conductor, but also because I have admired his work on the composer Aaron Copland. It's a subject that is close to my heart. I've done a lot of research and publishing on the music of Copland, and I actually wrote my doctoral thesis on the flute music of Aaron Copland. So I have been admiring Michael Tilson Thomas's works for years on this. I'm originally from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I started playing the flute when I was 7 years old with a wonderful flute teacher in Ann Arbor named Nancy Waring. And I was really fortunate to be in a community that had a wonderful public school music program. I got to work with great educators. Daniel Long was one of my first music teachers, Robert Albritton and Mary Jean Quigley, and the experiences that I had playing in their ensembles really was important to my choice to become a professional musician. And it's actually amazing to see how many other successful professional musicians have come out of that school music program. So, support your school music programs. Growing up, I was fortunate to spend my summers at the Interlochen summer camp in the All-State program. And from there, I went to college at the University of Michigan School of Music, where I studied with Keith Bryan and Leon Baissy. And I spent my summers during college at the Domaine Forget Summer Institute in Quebec, Canada, where I also studied with Alain Marion and Raymond Guillot. I received a Fulbright grant, and after graduating from Michigan, spent 2 years in Paris as a student of Alain Marion and also with Sophie Cherrier. Following my studies in Paris, I returned to the United States to continue my education, and I earned a master's and a doctorate in flute performance with a minor in musicology specializing in American music from the University of Cincinnati College Conservatory of Music, where I studied with Brad Garner and Jack Wellbaum. Now, I keep talking about my teachers, and that's because my teachers are very important to me. I'm always drawing upon the gifts and the talents that they shared with me, so I always like to mention my teachers a lot. So after graduating with my doctorate, I decided to take a job in arts administration and became executive director of the Starling Project Foundation, where I was able to create a website for teaching violin online. Obviously, I didn't have anything to do with designing the content of how to play violin, since I don't play violin, and that was a very interesting project, and has been very successful in using music education on the internet. And I also took a teaching job as the flute instructor and music history teacher at Northern Kentucky University. A few years later, I decided to devote myself full-time to my flute teaching and performing. And that is really the time when you could say I became a YouTube junkie. Although I actually prefer to say I became a YouTube professional. And what I mean by that is 2 years ago, in 2007, I had heard about this relatively new website called YouTube, which was not at the time being used in any substantial way for classical music. And I made a video recording of myself and I posted it on YouTube, and I think it was a Telemann fantasy. And I didn't know what would happen or why I was doing this. It was something of an experiment. And I immediately started getting responses and comments from people all over the world, on every continent. And I immediately recognized the power of this tool, YouTube, to reach people. And it was very exciting, so I put another video, and another video, and another video, and I started putting up teaching videos in addition to performance videos, and also vlogs where I talk about music. And it was really amazing to see the kind of response that I got. As of right now, I have, I think, about 70 videos on YouTube, which are also included on my own website. And I have had, I think, close to 1.5 million views on website. Somebody uploaded the videos that were on YouTube onto a Chinese language version of a website that's similar to YouTube, where I've also had a tremendous number of views. I think it was 2 million views the last time I checked it, like a year ago. And it was just kind of overwhelming to me to see the power of YouTube for classical music. So I want you to know, those of you who have written me comments and messages, I try to respond to everybody at least once. I can't always get to everybody, however, but I do read every comment and every message that comes in, believe it or not. And they really mean a lot to me. I pay attention to what you're saying. And sometimes there are times when I think to myself, you know, maybe I'm spending too much of my time on YouTube. Maybe I should just go back to being, you know, a normal flutist. And then I stop and I read your comments. And when I do that, I realize how much I am able to actually connect with human beings on the other side of that computer screen. That it's not just about the technology. It's about the people that I'm able to connect with and share my art with and share my ideas about how to make music. And when I get a message from somebody and you tell me that something that I said on a video helped you, encouraged you, inspired you, it means a lot to me, and it's why I keep doing what I'm doing. So for me, the YouTube Symphony Orchestra was really a natural outgrowth of what I had already been doing on YouTube. So I was very excited to see this project and very excited to enter and upload my audition video, and of course even more excited that I was selected to win and participate in the summit in New York City. If any of you are wondering about my flute, I play on a 14 karat gold Sankhya flute. So we'll see you in New York City.